What if I told you that lust is not just a fleeting temptation, but a weapon? What if I told you that something ancient, invisible, and relentless has been unleashed upon humanity, and almost no one escapes its grasp? Look around you. Every broken home, every shattered soul, every man or woman drowning in secret shame, there is a hidden enemy, one that doesn't strike with violence, but with seduction, an enemy that whispers to your deepest instincts until you willingly surrender your soul. Tonight, we uncover the sinister truth about lust. Not the sanitized version you hear in sermons, but the true, horrifying scope of its domination. Religious texts, ancient prophecies, and secret documents all point to the same chilling reality. Lust is the silent conqueror of mankind, and it has one objective: to sever your connection to the divine forever. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you will never look at desire the same way again. Long before modern civilization, before kings and empires, there was a whisper, an ancient curse designed to fracture humanity from within. The earliest Sumerian tablets, predating even the Bible, speak of shadowy entities, the Lilu and Lilitu, who seduced mortals in their sleep, corrupting their lineage. These beings weren't mere myths. Some ancient sects believed they were fallen angels, sent to earth to infect humanity's bloodline with lust and division. The Book of Enoch, a forbidden text banished from the Bible, describes how the Watchers descended and taught men the arts of seduction, a knowledge never meant for mortals. And from that moment onward, the chains were forged, unseen, but unbreakable, binding mankind to desires that could never be quenched. Hidden Vatican archives allegedly contain parchments describing Project Siren, a theory that lust was a deliberate tool introduced by spiritual adversaries to enslave human consciousness. It wasn't just about sin, it was about control. Total, irreversible control. Lust became the perfect cage, a pleasure trap that billions would willingly walk into, never realizing they were locking the doors behind them. This was not evolution, it was infiltration, a spiritual virus passed down from Adam and Eve themselves. You trust them, you seek their guidance, you kneel before them. But behind the walls of sacred cathedrals and hallowed churches, the infection festers even among the highest. It's estimated that over 2/3 of modern pastors privately battle with pornography addiction, a statistics so damning many refuse to speak its name. If those who claim to shepherd the flock are silently drowning, what hope remains for the sheep? An ex-Vatican insider once leaked a chilling confession. The halls of power reek not of incense, but of secret lust. Even the most revered prophet struggled. King David, the man after God's own heart, orchestrated murder to satisfy his carnal thirst. Jonah, Moses, Elijah, great pillars of faith, each crumbled under the crushing weight of despair, fueled by internal battles. And yet the institutions built around these flawed figures dare to call themselves holy. This is not a personal failing. It is a cosmic design. Lust feeds shame. Shame feeds isolation. Isolation breaks the spirit. And a broken spirit is easier to control. It is a cycle, a prison, and even the so-called guardians of faith are not immune. What once lurked in the shadows now parades in daylight. Our cities are flooded with it, on billboards, in music, on every screen that flickers before our eyes. Pornography is not an industry, it is a war machine, generating over $100 billion globally each year, surpassing the combined revenues of all major sports leagues. Coincidence, or has society been engineered to amplify the virus to ensure no soul escapes untainted? The marketing masterminds of Silicon Valley know this. Dopamine drives control. Every swipe, every click, every suggestive ad is another string tied around your mind. You are not a consumer. You are the product. The algorithms know your weaknesses better than you know yourself, and they serve temptation to you like offerings on a sacrificial altar. Some say it's just capitalism. Others whisper darker theories. What if behind the corporations lie ancient cults devoted to keeping humanity spiritually castrated and docile? After all, a man or woman ruled by lust will never rise against tyranny. They will be too busy fighting shadows inside themselves to see the true enemy standing before them. Every act of lust is not just a personal slip. It is a spiritual transaction. Every compromise, every moment of secret indulgence is a tiny piece of your soul, willingly surrendered. Religious mystics claim that when a person gives in to lust, it creates spiritual openings, gateways for darker forces to influence and control. Is it any wonder that after a moment of pleasure comes crushing guilt, shame, and despair? In medieval Europe, secret monasteries known as the Order of the Sealed Heart were established to train warriors against these unseen attacks. Their writings, heavily suppressed, spoke of succubi and incubi, demonic beings that fed directly on human lust, weakening the spirit to the point of collapse. Modern science dismisses such tales as fantasy. But tell me, why, after centuries of progress, does humanity seem more addicted, more broken, more enslaved than ever before? Even marriage, once sacred, has crumbled under the pressure. Today, over half of marriages end in divorce, often rooted in infidelity. Lust does not build, it corrodes, it decays, it destroys. And every broken family, every shattered dream, echoes the sinister triumph of an ancient enemy who smiles unseen. There is a way out, but it is narrow, treacherous, and bloody. Ancient wisdom and forbidden scriptures agree on this. You must see lust for what it truly is. A lie, a parasite, a counterfeit pleasure masking an eternal death. First, you must fight isolation with everything you have, the predators. Of the spirit, hunt the lonely. Find brothers and sisters who walk in light, not because they are perfect, but because they refuse to surrender. Second, you must cultivate a deeper love for the divine than for the flesh. Prayer is not a ritual. It is a weapon. It is the burning fire that purifies the mind, stripping away the illusions that lust so cunningly weaves. Third, you must have a warrior's mindset. Do not dabble. Do not toy with the edges of temptation, thinking you are strong. Enough, you are not. Cut it off at the root. Burn the bridges. Flee the shadows like your soul depends on it. Because it does. Finally, understand that purity is not about repression. It is about liberation. Sex is a sacred gift twisted by the enemy, not created by him. Within the covenant of commitment and love, it is a fortress. Outside it, it is a snare lined with broken bones. Hear me now and remember this. The war is not coming. The war is already here. You are on the battlefield, whether you admit it or not. Every whispered temptation, every fleeting image, every secret thought is a shot fired in a cosmic war for your soul. And if you do nothing, you have already chosen a side. The chains of lust were forged thousands of years ago. They were placed on your ancestors. They are placed on you, and they will be placed on your children. unless you rise now and break them. The enemy does not fear your strength, it fears your awakening. If you found truth in this message, if your spirit stirred, if you feel the battle raging within you, then join us. Subscribe to Doom Theory. Like this video. Share this warning, because the time for sleep is over. The time for war has come.